This video is brought to you by Jeff Reed. Thank you for being a farm baron. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Griffin, Indiana. It is once again harvest time. Once again, it is early autumn, and I have to say, it seems like Mondays are our busiest day of the week. For 2 years straight now, we've had a Monday summer harvest, a Monday spring harvest. Seems like we've got a trend here, and I have to say, 3-day seasons, that is a very nice trend to have, so you're not overly worried about things fluctuating. Did some interesting back of the hand math. This is Monday, right? Obviously, 10 days left until the release of Farm Sim 22. All right, that's my account impersonation from Sesame Street. That's right, 10 weeks, 2.5 months, and we are starting the halfway through our second year. So what does that tell us? Well, that tells me that we'll be finishing the 4th year on the Friday before the Monday release of Farm Sim 22. So, we will have successfully, hopefully, played 4 years on Griffin, Indiana at 3-day seasons if we continue one video per game day, 12 videos per year, right before FS22 launches. And we started this whole thing kind of as a little bit of a, I wouldn't say proof of concept, but then again I want to say proof of concept. So we started this whole thing basically to establish, can we consistently play a 4-day seasons play, I'm sorry, a 3-day seasons play, and not run into the risk of basically having a bad year, having a loss, and having basically no chance at harvesting our crops. Now we are basically in the second harvest season of the second year, and therefore we have not run into any issues at this point with being able to satisfy our need to get our crops out of the field. So that is mighty fine indeed. And we have had rain, and if we look at our forecast here, today, first day of autumn, good. Saturday is the second day of autumn. Sunday, rain. So that's the third day of autumn. And then we have early winter, midwinter, late winter, early spring. So looks like we're going to be in a good position again this year to get through winter without any snow, which will put us in a good position to be doing any spring field work we need to do without much delay, other than having to deal with frozen ground. Let me zoom out so it's not so loud. So far, so good. I think we had rain in the first day of autumn last year, but it was morning rain that cleared out, and then by noon we had a dry crop condition. But so far we've been pretty lucky with that. Now, I'm recording this before Fact Sheet Friday dropped, so we can't talk about Fact Sheet Friday today. Sorry. But in order to basically make sure that I meet these 3-day release schedule videos for Griffin and the 2-day-a-week release schedules for Fellsburn, made sure I said Fellsburn this time. I've been reminded that a few times I have referred to Fellsburn as Ravenport, so we don't want to do that, heaven forbid, because Ravenport is a trashy map and Fellsburn is a rather beautiful map with mostly trash free. But anyway, we've got that little issue behind us. And yeah, in order to basically keep the recording schedule, I need to kind of record ahead of time and make sure that I do have the time to get all of that done. But what we can talk about, or what I can talk about, you can listen, and then later comment on, is that Giants has released some is a qualifying word here, some of the icons that we're going to see in Farm Sim 22. And I have to say, I like them. I like them a lot. They're colorful. They're, for the most part, clear and concise. I can actually probably have a decent chance of remembering what the differences between hay and grass and straw is this time around. Farm Sim 19, I still don't really have a clue which one's which. I kind of guess, and maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, seriously, if we look at these, right? If we look at these, which is which? Is this grass? How am I supposed to know that? Is this hay? What's the wavy line supposed to represent? Is this straw? What's the V? What? What? All right, anyway. Now, the new icons, they look a lot better. If you haven't seen the icons, then what is your problem? Why are you not checking my community tab? That is where I put all the Farm Sim 22 news as soon as I have it available. I put it in the community tab for everyone to see. I didn't think icons were really video worthy. I mean, I guess I could have made a video and showed you the icons, read the words to you, and then made comments about how good or bad the icon was. We're going to kind of do that now. So yeah, I didn't see the point in making a dedicated video for that. But at any rate, wheat. Yeah, wheat looks good. Wheat is very similar to the icon that we have today, only colorized. Barley's the same boat. It's pretty much the same icon we have today, just colorized. Canola, oats, same boat. Corn, sunflowers, soybeans, potatoes, sugar beet, sugarcane, cotton. All of those icons are pretty much the same as we have seen them in FS 19, just colorized. Sorghum, pretty easy to understand that one. Looks just like the top of a mature sorghum plant. Grapes. Well, it's a bundle of grapes on a stem. Pretty easy there. Olives. 2 olives on a branch. Pretty easy there. Now, here we get into some of them. Grass. Non-cut grass, like growing grass. Basically, it's an icon that looks like grass blades growing, right? Now, grass cut. This is where they get a little interesting, but they're still better to understand. It's a heap, and then in the foreground is like a 5-fingered plant. Okay? And let's just go ahead and pull that up. I'll put it up on screen right here so you can see it. And then, hey, the background is maybe a little bit lighter. It's still a heap. The foreground is a little bit lighter. It's still like 5 fingers of a plant, but those fingers are curled down a little bit, like it's drooping, right? Like it no longer has moisture in it, so it's drooping. At least that's how I'm interpreting that icon in my head to remember it as a straw. We have a lighter shade heap in the background, and then we have, like, dare I say, straw stalks, shafts, kind of in the foreground. Silage is a very nice colorized version of the silage icon we see now. Wood chips. Wood chips. Not a super fan of wood chips, I will admit. Although it's not that bad if you think about it a little bit. It's consistent. Kind of. So let's think about this a little bit. Wood chips, we've got a dark colored heap in the background. And then we have 3 little chips in the foreground. So I get it. Wood chips are, you know, you can pile them on the ground. You can heap them up. They're not really like a windrow thing, like cut grass, hay, and straw is. But I get it. You can kind of pile them up. So the heap in the background is kind of saying, hey, this is a product that you pile up. All right. And then 3 little wood chips in the foreground. Cut sugar beets. What? That's new. So it's an icon that looks like a sugar beet, but it's cut up. Cut up. Well, in looking at some of the preview videos for Farm Sim 22 that some very, very lucky folks got their hands on or got the ability to play from Gamescom or got invited to the Giants offices in Germany to get some hands-on time with. Well, in one of those videos, they showed the production screen of the biogas plant. All right, so the biogas plant in Farm Sim 22 is not your daddy's biogas plant of Farm Sim 19. It's not your granddaddy's biogas plant from Farm Sim 22, or your great-grandpappy's biogas plant from 15. Okay? This is a new generation biogas plant. It has production for silage, for cut sugar beets, manure, and slurry. So you can take and give it silage, you can give it cut sugar beets, manure, and slurry, and you'll get digestate out of that. It doesn't say anything about money. I assume it pays you money. I mean, why else would you do it other than to put manure in and get digestate out, right? They're both organic fertilizers, right? Anyway, so there's going to be some way for us to chop up our sugar beets. Chaff is the old chaff icon we've seen in 19, just colorized. Then we move into something very interesting. Straw, square, and round bales. I say it's very interesting because these bales are marked straw, square, and round bales. Not square and round bales, but specifically that they are straw bales. Now, we don't see icons for grass, hay, silage. We only see icons for straw bales. We have to assume that there's going to be icons for those other bales. We just haven't seen them. We have cotton, square, and round bales. So the cotton square baler, the Case IH square baler, or module harvester is coming back. The round cotton baler from the John Deere harvester pack apparently is making its return, or something else that does round cotton bales. Wood chips, wood chip bales, poplar bales. So it looks like we're going to have a return of the old round bale poplar baler. Let's see, do I have that activated here? Forestry. No, it's under baling technology. Yeah, this thing. Bio baler. That is making its return to make round poplar bales. But we also have an icon for square poplar bales. So I have no idea what type of machinery makes square poplar bales. Maybe there's a bio baler that is designed to do square bales. appear to be able to get now square poplar bales. Poplar trees, fir trees. And then we move into some rather stylized animal icons for cows, pigs, sheep, chickens, and horses. So that's kind of a confirmation that the animals from FS19 are coming back into FS22. Interesting enough, there's no icon for the puppy dog. Maybe it's part of the some icons. Maybe there's a dog icon coming, and they just haven't showed it to us, or maybe dogs are out. I don't know. I don't know what boat you're in. I'm in the dogs are a gimmick and they don't need to come back boat myself. We got eggs, wool, milk, water. They all look like the icons we're used to, just colorized. And then we move into some interesting icons. And when I had the fact sheet for the forage wagon a couple weeks ago, this icon came up and I was like, what is that? I mean, it kind of looks like a meatball with a worm. Right? I mean, that's what I think it is. Well, it turns out that is forage mixed or TMR. Then we have forage, which looks like maybe a not quite well formed or mixed meatball, partial meatball. That is just forage. And forage is in FS19 now. Forage is simply not properly mixed TMR. So take silage and then take hay and put it into the TMR mixer, and you have forage. Add straw, so everything's all nice and green. Boom, there you have TMR. Then we have pig food. Looks just like our normal pig food icon, just colorized. Concentrate. What? Concentrate. What is that? So this icon came up during the TMR mixer video again for the Fact Sheet Friday. And seriously, if you haven't seen those Fact Sheet Friday videos, there's a playlist, FS19, FS22 news. It's got all the videos I've done related to FS22 in it, including the Fact Sheet Friday videos. But there's this concentrate that apparently is a fill type for TMR, or at least the TMR mixing wagon will accept concentrate as a fill type. So what could it be? More will be revealed, I suppose, later on. We have our liquid fertilizer, solid fertilizer, herbicide. Those are all just colorized versions of icons we are used to seeing, used to interacting with. Silage additive is a new icon. It is in a jar with what looks like, a couple little blades on it, grass blades on it. Silage additive. So, are we going to have to add that to our baler when we are making silage bales? Are we going to have to add that to our wrapper when we're wrapping grass bales? I don't know. I don't know when in the process you add silage additive, but apparently that is a thing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you add it when you're rolling and compacting the bunker. I don't know. We'll learn about that, I'm sure. Digestate, oilseed radish, those are all icons we're used to seeing, just colorized. Lime, we're back to the background heap image, and then a couple of pictures of some white rock in front. There's your lime. Stink water, aka slurry, is represented by a kind of a brown colored puddle of water and some smelly waves coming off of it. Manure is kind of in the same boat. It's a pile of poo. And then some waves coming off of it. Colorized. We're used to that. Seed icon is the same. Just colorized. Diesel. Fuel. Just colorized. Picture of a pump. Then we have def is now an icon in 22. So some folks are like, oh, def is coming to 22. Well, actually, def is in 19. Just wasn't exposed to the player in any sort of interface. But if you are on a PC and look at the XML at your save game, and you go to the vehicles.xml file in your save game, you're going to see for modern machines, there is a value for fuel, and then there's a value for def right after that. So def is a thing in 19 base game. They just never exposed it to the player, or never seemingly really did anything with it. Then we have battery for our electric tractors and telehandler. So we know, or we feel, that we will probably get the rigid track electric tractor coming back. And in a fact sheet, we learned that there is going to be an electric telehandler variant, as well as we now know in the FarmSim 22 website, that same manufacturer is going to have a fuel variant of the telehandler. But we do have battery. It's a nice little blue battery with a yellow lightning bolt on it. Snow. We're back to the heap. The white heap with a snowflake in front. Road salt is basically a bag of road salt with a triangle that's white background and I guess like a rock in front of that. And then the last icon that was revealed to us are stones. So unless you've been living under a rock, and last week I apparently did find a few people that were living under a rock. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that FS22's got rocks, stones as a thing. And you know that there is a stone collector that collects said stones out of the fields. Well, stones obviously have an icon, they're fill type. And from what we understand, we're supposed to be able to basically take these stones and we can either dump them to the ground or we can take them to a stone crusher, crush them into gravel, and then once we crush them into gravel, we will be able to sell them for a little bit of money. And that really concludes all the icons that they have sneak peeked to us at this point. I know these icons will really help me with respect to deciphering stuff related to the fact sheets, and I hope you all enjoy having that information kind of ahead of time also to help learn what the fill types are going to look like and everything. But overall, kind of like the blue HUD treatment to FS22. I like these colorized icons. And yeah, let me know in the description down below, what do you think of these new colorized icons? What do you think of these new icons that are here? The new icons for wood chips, cut sugar beets. What do you think of square silage or poplar bales? Then of course we have concentrate. We have the silage additive. We have def as all new fill types coming to the game. So just like just like in the past videos, we're going to go ahead and finish harvesting this field. And the goal is going to be to, well, get this field flipped. And I think I'm going to put canola in here this time. I think I'm going to forego the cereal crop, and I think I'm going to put canola in here. Because, well, I just wanted to add, you know, let's say we had cereal, then we put in soybeans, then we went back to a cereal, we went back to soybeans. You know, if we go back to then a cereal again, you know, we could complete this loop. Let's go this way. Cereal, soybeans. So that would be a 3-year cycle, right? And I mean, it's fairly sustainable, right? It's year 1, this is year 2. But I'm thinking about if we just load in canola, and then we load in like corn. Okay, then maybe we can go back to a cereal. I don't know. I mean, it looks like we're going to do pretty good here. So that's just what I've been thinking about doing, is for a little variety, maybe change things up a little bit. See if the canola is going to be ready the first day of summer. Also, maybe the canola will be ready later than the first day of summer. So yeah, when we come back for the end of the video, we'll be planting our canola. So it's just going to take a few seconds for you. It's going to be probably a couple hours for me. Yippee for me. Congratulations on a speedy turnaround for you. And welcome back to my new favorite seeder. I think we've used this thing a few times already here on Griffin, Indiana. And I have to say that it's because, I think I've said this before too, the Vicon Cooverland DLC really did add a lot of equipment that has pretty good working width for a pretty affordable price. I mean, this thing is 12 meters, and I think it's like $138,000. And it no-tills, so no need. I'm so excited, I'm getting choked up. No need to cultivate with this darn thing. Save all kinds of work with this. Now, I was so excited to talk about those fill type icons at the start of the video that I didn't really give you a rundown on our finance situation. You may notice we only have $23,000. Start of the video we had about $30-some thousand. And that is because we bought a harvester. Now you might think, well, how did you buy a harvester? You didn't have all that much money last video. You only had like $150-some thousand. Well, we took out a loan. I decided that, you know what? I probably wouldn't be able to afford a harvester until autumn of year 3 at the earliest. And I would be leasing a harvester at least 2 times this autumn and next summer before I could get the harvester. And that was basically money being thrown out. I entertained buying the header and the header trailer, but leasing the harvester itself. So we're only leasing a portion of it. Then I thought, you know what? Let's just take out a low interest government loan for $200,000 and then bite the bullet, get our harvester, and that's one less thing that we've got to lease twice a year, and then basically focus on picking up a seeder at some point in year 3. So we're still leasing the seeder here. But we did go ahead and buy, full on up, our harvester, our header, and our header trailer now. And we have a loan of $200,000. And we'll work on basically selling that or paying that loan off as we sell our silage bales, as we sell our winter crop, our barley, and then as we do contracts and other things come springtime, and then next summer when we sell our soybeans from this harvest. And speaking of that, we got a little less soybeans than we got last year, because last year we were able to pick up a actual harvest contract for soybeans the same day that we were harvesting our own soybeans. So we only have 78,000 liters of soybeans. I think last year we had 109,000 liters. So we had another 30,000 liters of soybeans added to our total that we don't have this year. But that is still going to be hopefully around $85,000, assuming we can get a really good sell price for those beans next summer. So that'll go a good little chunk of a way to being able to afford this wonderful seeder. And again, this one is right here. The DG2 $12,138,000, 12 meter working width. Now we could go a little cheaper and go with a 6 meter working width and only spend $68,400 on this combo right here. It also offers no till. So that is also a viable option. It would take twice as long to do our seeding, but it costs effectively half as much also. So yeah, just wanted to bring you up to speed on our financial situation. Why are we down to $23,000? Well, we took out a $200,000 loan, bought our harvester, bought our header trailer. We've subsequently now leased this seeder. We're putting canola in the ground, and we bought 2 pallets of canola, which, interesting enough, as you saw the thumbnail, the seeder spawned in underneath or over top of the pallets of seed. That was really weird. I was able to hook up to the seeder then, and then just fill it from above. But yeah. So guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video. Come back on Wednesday when we are going to be in mid-autumn. I suspect we're going to be putting down maybe some lime. Maybe. We might invest in some lime. And definitely we'll be putting down some fertilizer in mid-autumn to get this crop all good and fertilized so we can maximize our revenues come next summer. And until next time, happy farming.